to Hellbent Live. Let us know. You can see us and hear us, and we'll get started with the show. Let's see.
I'm just going to pretend they can hear.
Let's just pretend. Just pretend. All right. What's up, guys? Welcome to Hellbent Live. I'm going to put my good old spectacles on here. That way we can see. Thank you, Haunting Cryptids. Thank you very much. Janet, thank you so much. Happy birthday,
Janet.
Janet. We love you. All right, guys, welcome to Hellbent Live. I am your host, Jesse Doyle, the Cryptid Warlord. This is my husband, co-host, and best friend in the whole wide world, Mr. Joe Doyle.
Howdy.
The Bigfoot iconoclast himself. All right, guys, we are super, can't see you, it's choppy. Sounds garbled. There's no way.
Yeah, it's... Audio is loading mouse.
Quiet and choppy. Why is it like this?
I have no clue. We're cursed.
We are cursed.
We're cursed.
We have fixed everything. We got a good to go from somebody, and then we got a no. So interesting. See how it looks there. Oh, I see here. Let's do this. It's barely this. Fascinating. How about
I have no clue. We're cursed after.
Because every time we do this, every time we do test runs, it works.
Yep.
We did a lot of test runs.
Seeing a lot of hellos in the chat. Everybody, just tell me if you can see and hear us. All right.
Now you're just cutting out. All right. Choppy sound. Well, all of the test runs worked. So
This might be cursed on live stream.
We might be cursed. The audio source itself is dropping out. Kim says we're good now.
Huh? Go for a few minutes.
Sound problem was good, and now Nancy says she can hear us. Some can hear us, some cannot. Now it's good. According to can see, sound is choppy. I'm getting different responses.
I wonder if YouTube's having problems again. So
try getting closer to your mics. Okay, thank you. Jesse, you alone are okay. Joe, it's good, according to Arthur. H. Smith says better now. Loud and clear for Laurel. Alaskan says good. It's great. Choppy in and out from Moondog. Better from Goblin Warts. Reverend says good now. Audio in and out on some people. A lot of people say good now. Sounds smooth. Okay. Sounds good.
Might be a YouTube issue.
Sounds better. Might be a YouTube issue. You're not sure. Watch out hitting your mic and your cable there.
I'm not going to hit anything.
So is
perfectly loud and clear. Maybe it's just Joe. We pick up the weirdest. I don't know, man. We have the weirdest selective electronic issues ever. That's part of the reason why we're not really too keen on speaking at other conferences.
Because every time we speak at a conference,
every single person that's in this chat right now that has seen us speak at a conference, and I know there's several of you.
Yeah.
The person before us, everything works fine on. We're all using the same damn equipment.
In fact, there's been no changes made. We just come up on stage, take the microphone, and it all falls apart. So they cannot stop the signal.
But literally, where were we at?
Nathan has seen it. Yeah.
Okay. The person before us, everything works fine on. We come up, it's issue after issue after issue after issue after issue. Then we get off stage. And then everything goes back. That's not us BSing. That's not us that's the craziest thing. It's so much so that when it happened at the last place we spoke at, we were expecting this to happen. We're prepared for it. We're just going to speak with no notes or microphone at this point and just yell. So anyway.
So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to yell.
Yep.
We got something from Fox Pro Ray Provencio.
1 second here, real quick. Nick Taylor, proud to say that Hellbent Hollers from the upstate of South Carolina.
What's up, Nick Taylor? Thank you
Nick
very
Taylor,
much.
thank you so much. Yep, we are from the Carolinas.
Everybody's saying it's good now.
All right, well, there we go. Ray, our man Ray, Fox Pro. Jesse did an awesome job last night. Jesse was on the Paranormal 60 with Mr. Dave Schrader last night.
Yep.
We thought it was going to be a recorded show.
Definitely thought it was going to be a recorded show. Because I didn't know that Dave did lives like that. And I didn't know it was going to be a live. So I was like, okay, good. I'm going to record an interview with Dave Schrader, blah, blah, blah. Luckily, I was, ready to go and like makeup and everything. So I went on there, and as soon as he told me it was going to be live, I went, oh. So I texted Joe real quick, and Joe just put out the call on the Discord, sent some text messages, and I want to thank everybody that was awake and then came out to the live stream last night. I had an absolute blast. Somebody described it as a ping pong tournament, that it was just bam, bam, bam. When you interview with Dave Schrader, that's how you have to be. He is so fast and pointed with everything. You have to be just as fast. It is a fencing tournament, basically, when you're going in there and you're it's training with Mike Tyson is what I like to say. So going in that and doing that was a lot of fun. I hope that I made you guys proud with that. If you want to see the replay of that, I shared it to my Facebook, but it's also on Dave's YouTube channel, Paranormal 60. Go and check that out. It's only an hour long. It was an hour-long live stream, but I had a great time doing it. We kind of hit on some things that we didn't really explore too much in the film, and then things that people had questions about in the film. So it was cool to get into that. And it was also... he had questions for somebody who was not quite as in depth on the Bigfoot subject in its current state as a lot of us are here. So it's a good listen for somebody who's not as deep in the Bigfoot world as we are. It was a refreshing kind of perspective to get there. So I enjoyed doing that. I hope you guys check it out. I think you guys are going to enjoy it.
I'm going to chime in real quick because Amy Fountain's got a great thing. I've never seen such an amazing interview like Jesse bestowed upon us last night. Wowza. Because again, Jessie goes in and she goes, all right, yeah, this will be an hour. He's very tight in recording. We're okay. And I'm laying in bed. I was going to bed early. And then I get a text message going, it's going to be live. And so I just went, all right, I got out. I started putting out stuff everywhere, Facebook, everything like that, just going, hey, Jessie's actually going to be live. Please get into the chat. And you did phenomenal.
Yeah.
You did like, I couldn't even believe how well you did. It was shocking. I was extremely proud because, again, Dave Schrader, it's Dave Schrader. He's been doing this. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the top guys in the field, and he always has a very fast-paced interview style.
Yeah.
And you were just right there with him. I mean, you two were just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I was just going, holy crap, I could not have done this. I could not have done what you did last night on that interview. So you just did.
I didn't see, I guess you put this up while I was talking, that Cryptic Casper says, I can attest to that. Even the pics I've taken of them on stage are blurry. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's true. That is very
interesting.
True. Ray had this thing from earlier, that voice y'all picked up, record, that was very interesting. My wife and I agree that y'all definitely have to follow with that paranormal activity.
So I would love to share that on here, but I'm not tempting fate.
Yes.
So I'd like to share that here, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna try not to lean on this and shake that table too much. We got a cable situation here, Joseph.
We're actually taking just you finish first and then I'll go.
Sure. So I'm going to actually make a video with that clip that we excluded from the main doc where that voice does come through and it sounds like it says records. It sounds like a female voice when it's Joe and Steve solo out there together. I showed it to my members on Monday on my live show, but I would show it here. But what I'm going to do is have some context with it. I'm going to record a little context with it, give you guys some context, and then I'm going to upload it for everybody to see and check out so you guys can also hear that voice. And what's interesting about that voice is not only did I capture that did we capture that on the labs? We captured that on the Super Sound Stick. So we have two separate audio recordings of the same mysterious disembodied voice. Joe, go ahead.
So we are going to actually We had some equipment stuff that we were, because every month we have like an equipment budget. It's what we can scrape together, what we get off YouTube, everything like that. And I always have because I do the equipment, I always have a prioritized list of what we need, and things move up and down that list depending on what we've got going on. Like, I tried to run a full spectrum camera a few weeks ago, and it burned up. It just burned. Literally, I thought it was going to blow up on me. I've never had that happen before like that. I had a recorder happen like that, an audio recorder in that same area, never with a camera, never this dramatic before. So we were going to get a camera, and then we had some other stuff we had to do. And then, but anyway, what we're going to do is because it's obvious that we've got to fight the gremlins that we deal with every time we try to live stream.
I'm going to do a cleansing on the house. I think it's high time. It's been a minute since the last one, so we're going to do that.
But we're also, because we use basically our investigation equipment to live stream with. We use the same camera that we film out there with, or using the audio processor that we run through our parabolic through. We're going to actually break down and divert money from the equipment stuff, roll with what we've got. If we break something, we'll just do without, and we're going to actually get some.
We're going to upgrade this situation.
Just because the weekly lives are important to us. And it looks like we're contending with weather, YouTube, internet outages, everything like that. But we're going to have to make this as foolproof as possible. So that's our next goal.
Yeah.
We're not like YouTubers. We got to show on YouTube, but we're not. So we've never really wanted to like invest in that. We were just like using our investigation equipment. We're field investigators. That's what we are. But we're going to have to actually break down.
That's who I am.
That's who I am. But we're going to have to actually break down and do some stuff. So I've got some stuff sitting in my Adorama cart right now. So there might be a week where we have to kind of figure out how to use all this stuff that we're going to get. But we're going to upgrade the microphones.
We're going to figure it out. And then
get like a roadcaster and stuff like that. Just that it's going to be a pretty significant financial investment. But it's to kind of keep this show going.
And hopefully keep this from, crapping out on us like we've had for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, because it's probably a mixture of this. It's probably a mixture of YouTube issues. Every Tuesday night, we've got a major storm in the area.
Yeah.
We haven't had a problem for the past few days. And then tonight, me driving home from work was like bananas. Major storm. There are the gremlins, but then also some of the equipment we're using starting to age out. So we're just going to bite the bullet this month. Just do a one and done and be done with it. So just to let you guys know, we're not just going to sit by and just keep dealing with the same crap. Our buddy Dave
Eggleston. It was perfect fare to watch. I cannot see.
It was perfect fare to watch with a fractious 4-year-old on a rainy day. Teddy must have mistaken it for a travel log, because now he's insisting that we visit Blood Mountain ASAP. Thanks, guys.
Teddy takes Blood Mountain. That is what we need. That's exactly what we need.
I'd watch that.
Teddy takes Blood Mountain.
So
Blood Mountain or bust, baby.
We we had a video come out this past weekend. We did a brief live stream after that came out. Some of you guys were there, but we had the latest Small Town Monsters documentary come out.
Mm-hmm.
And man, it is going freaking gangbusters. It was the biggest release we've had on Small Town Monsters. I probably the biggest release they've had this year so far as like the live stream and everything like that. Live stream, the debut and everything like that, and how many people were watching it live.
The premiere had over 2,400 people on it simultaneously, which it was an absolutely just gangbusters. That's what that was. And I want to thank all of you guys that came out for that and were in the chat and enjoying all of that shared it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And all the comments you guys have left on the video, that's gotten it out into the algorithm a bit. It's doing very well. We've had a ton of views on it. I'm sure one of you can go right now and tell me where we're at on the view count. But it's really done well. And I've gotten so many really amazing messages from people who have watched it and really enjoyed it. It was a departure from what we have been doing up until this point for these projects. Up until this point for these projects, it's been pretty straightforward, standard Bigfoot stuff. But we are going where the evidence leads us with this, and it took a supernatural turn. So we wanted to include that on there, and thank goodness for David Becerra, because David Becerra kind of set us up for that as well.
Mm-hmm.
He described to us all of the strange happenings that were going on right there, just in conjunction with all of these Bigfoot encounters people are having around Blood Mountain. And then lo and behold, we experienced the same thing.
So, our buddy Miranda Crew, Miranda,
Miranda, what's
Jesse done
up?
a great live, and Joe done great in the chat. Thank you, Miranda. We appreciate that.
Absolutely.
That's going to go towards the streaming equipment, because here's the deal. At this point, we don't know what's weird as far as us trying to go live or not. We know there's other outside forces, but we got to retire some of this stuff, man.
Yeah, we've
So,
gone through changing out every cable and everything, and so it's just about time we kind of fix that up. Hopefully, it's working for now, but yeah, we've had to kind of switch everything out. We've got XLRs. Yes, we're running that, but we'll figure it out. As long as it's kind of running right now, that's all we care about. And then we're gonna retool the whole thing. We're gonna have to. It's been too long since we've kind of switched a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
out.
because again, here's the deal. The Tuesday Night Live, we talked about this in the past. When Jesse first said, let's do a live stream weekly, I'm just like, why? Like, what the hell? Why? And
Right.
it's whether we've got 200 people here or 600 people here on the live stream, it's like the highlight of our week, getting to like hang out and talk to people that are like really into this stuff as well. And it's just fun. It's become like the highlight. It's again, it's the highlight of our week.
Yeah.
So we're going to get it geared up. We're going to try to do what we can do. We've actually got some Hellbenders who are really good AV people as well, audio visual people. We're going to kind of lean onto them for some help. But our buddy Turdog, Jesse, love the Friday Night Live show. You said you considered doing an actual show and tell of your haunted and weird items. Have you thought about doing that in short form clips?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's a pretty good idea.
I did a members hangout on Friday. It was what was it? No, it was Holler Hang with the Hellbent Gang. That's what it was.
Okay.
Holler Hang with the Hellbent Gang. Did that on Friday, and I was just stoked about the release and everything. But I did that, and I showed one of my haunted dolls on the show, on the live stream, and everybody was like fascinated. And Steve said something like, "Behold my stuff." The haunted Hellbent Manor is a treasure trove of weird and haunted objects, probably explaining some of these problems that we're experiencing now. But that's not a bad idea. I should do some short form content on that, and I think I will.
So it's yeah, I mean, Jesse's a magpie. A lot of the stuff we have in the house, if you just look at it, you go, well, that's just a weird rock, or not even a very weird rock, or that's a this. But she started to collect like everything from like nightmare fetishes to bricks from Corpsewood Manor.
I have a tile from the Vampire Hotel in the LVO, like a patio tile.
Haunted dolls, funerary dolls, and then now she just picked up a bunch of. We have a used bookstore near us, and they will get entire collections from estates.
When somebody dies, there's usually an influx of books that show up there.
Like Robert Jordan, the author who wrote the Wheel of Time series, when he passed away, I don't know if he was living in South Carolina when he passed away. I guess he was, but they were able to get a lot of his. He had a huge library, so they got a lot of his books. So we have some of the books from Robert Jordan's library.
One of my favorite books that I have from Robert Jordan's library is a crime scene investigation manual. So that's one of my favorite books that we have.
So
recently, I got a really nice influx of books
she's got some really weird
for the Hellbent Manor Occult Library, the Doyle Occult Library.
So I'm sure those books might have a little
there's a possibility
hitchhiker to them as well.
I didn't think about that.
Patty G, remember, for 33 months. Patty's been around for a hot minute. Hit that like button, please, folks. Rick Skinner's done PayPal you something. So there you go.
Goodness.
Jesus
I'll
Lord.
check it. Let's see if I have to yell.
Rick, we're getting ready to bust into that salsa.
Yeah,
here in a couple of days.
It's salsa time.
And then our buddy Michael Telbar for Jesse's 6 shots of espresso or for equipment.
Rick!
Damn, Rick.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Rick. We appreciate you. I'll post.
We've got to do the Rick gong. Gotta do it. Gotta do it. That's what he comes here for. That's what he lives for, is the Rick Skinner gong. All right. Thank you.
So Michael Tovar for Jesse, 6 shots of espresso over equipment. We always try to tell you guys what we're doing with stuff. So like I said, this one, it's, we had a generous donation from Deborah Farrell Queen that we used to get Jesse's new GoPro setup. We got one of the new GoPro Mission 1 Pros.
Yep, and I got a really cool gimbal for it and everything, and it's all together in one amazing package.
So that's going to up our ability to document what's going on out there. But like I said, I think the next thing we're going to kind of shift to is to do what we can to kind of fight the gremlins on the live streams. So let's see what else we have. So for tonight, guys, we don't really have a topic other than taking questions from you all. We want to talk about the documentary. Just field comments, questions that you guys have from it. And I'm gonna tell you, we talked about how originally we were going to do a follow-up to the Uwari documentary.
Yeah, that was our original plan.
We just hit roadblock after roadblock after roadblock, and we finally just went, all right, this ain't happening. And one night on a live stream, a Tuesday night live stream, we had a few people unrelated to one another bring up stories about Bigfoot activity in and around Blood Mountain.
Yeah.
And then when we mentioned that as a possibility, we had other people bring it up. So it just seemed like the universe was pushing us in that direction. And we listened to it. We listen to what the universe tells us nowadays. And I'm going to be honest with you, we were feeling it going in there. The terrain was rough. We've mostly been investigating areas that are flat terrain, that's very hilly and mountainous and rocky there. We had a new addition to the team. Our friend Brooke Moreland, we brought in our buddy Steve Strange again. So, we had some new group dynamics that we had to kind of work through and everything. I thought we'd have to work through. And everything just freaking meshed, man. After Brooke had been there for a couple hours, it's like she'd always been hanging out with us.
She's always been here.
She's always been here. But it was phenomenal. The terrain was challenging, but we all did well. Nobody got injured. We didn't really break anything important.
Just our egos got injured a little bit.
Our egos got injured a little bit. That hauling up those hills and hollers, carrying those heavy packs was a bit rough. But it's when we were presented with weird, high strangeness type activity, we caught it. We documented it. And we came. That's the whole goal with each of these. I know eventually we're gonna do one of these big projects and nothing weird's going to happen.
Yeah.
And we're just going to have to roll with the story of the area and the effort to investigate it. Well, so far we've been batting pretty damn well because we got a different type of weirdness on this one, man.
Yeah, for sure. And it was very unexpected. We went into it expecting to go with a straightforward kind of Bigfoot investigation, but at the same time, we were open to whatever happened while we were out there. We definitely went out there during the summer solstice, which is a liminal time of the year. And we went out to a place that was very spiritually charged. We went to Blood Mountain, which is next to Slaughter Mountain. And in between the two is Slaughter Gap. And that was the site of a vicious battle between the Creeks and the Cherokee. This battle was so violent that they said that the creeks ran red with blood. So there's a lot of spiritual charging in that area from that. That was a huge event. It was a violent event. And that soaked into the earth and left an imprint on it. So we were definitely open to whatever happened out there, but we went out there looking for Bigfoot, and we had a litany of Bigfoot experiences that David Becerra told us about, and we did some research and found on our own as well. There is a history of Bigfoot encounters and sightings up there. So that's what brought us out there, and we were taken down a different path while we were out there.
Speaking of OG Hellbenders, Lady Wolf, number for 33 months. Lady Wolf, she's got her Legion of Doom man in the chat tonight. We have the most problem-free chat out there. You know what I'm saying?
It's just so peaceful.
Just so peaceful. So
the stream has problems.
Yeah, the chat itself does not. So a couple questions here. Janet, damn it, Janet, birthday girl, what was the most surprising thing about Blood Mountain to you? I'll go first. every area that we investigate in always has its own kind of like Bigfoot personality. Okay. Uwari is really just starting to like lean into like its Bigfoot culture. You know, they've got like Bigfoot signs up and everything like that. It's part of the local culture through there. Sumter, the exact opposite. They don't want anything to do with it. Blood Mountain, you know, you see it a little bit. Blood Mountain's very tied into the hiking culture. Part of the Appalachian Trail goes through there.
Mm-hmm.
Blood Mountain from the beginning. So I guess we shouldn't have been surprised by this investigation. Blood Mountain from the beginning was weird, had a tinge of weirdness to it. In Uwari, we're pretty much dealing with straight up Bigfoot stuff. Sumter, a little bizarre, you know, towards the end, the metal, like, you know, trapdoor sound or whatever that was. LBL's LBL, you know, possible unknown canine activity. You know, we caught the vocalizations to back that up. But we went into this, and I guess the thing that surprised me shouldn't have surprised me because it was in our face all along, that Blood Mountain has always been a place of high strangeness. Did that just happen?
Yeah, the light just went out. One of the lights.
Why does that say high strangeness? A light goes out.
Okay.
Where we've got something tagged onto us.
Yeah, we do.
That's so bizarre.
All right,
okay.
I would leave it alone.
I'm not touching it. We ain't touching it.
Don't bash anything over here.
We have a battery-powered light on top of our camera that's not wired into everything.
Yeah.
And just chose to go out, as I said, high strangeness. So there you go. I lost my train of thought. It was bizarre, but I guess it shouldn't have shocked us or surprised us that this investigation had more of an element of high strangeness to us because it was there. Dave Bacara talked about it, like Jesse said. The stories from the area, the Cherokee thought that area around Blood Mountain was the home of the Nunnehi, the people that can live anywhere, the immortals, basically the Cherokee equivalent of European elves, fairies, the Fae. So we shouldn't have been surprised that seemed to rear its head during our investigations there. Now, we did have traditional Bigfoot activity, possibly. Vocalizations, some thermal hits and everything like that. We had some stuff thrown at us, but there was definitely that high strangeness that caught us off guard, but in retrospect, it really shouldn't have. So.
All right, I'm marking a lot of stuff. We're going to get these. We're going to hit this first. Chris Lockhart.
Just good God.
Better thermal equipment. Don't lean on the table.
No, we've got a good thermal imager. It's the upgraded AGM, but what we were catching on top of that hill was because usually where we're usually in like heavy wooded areas.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you so much, Chris.
First of all, let's go first of all.
But usually what we have right there does exceptionally well. But this one, we were dealing with some distances that we didn't usually deal with because of the mountainous thing. But thank you so much, Chris. We appreciate you.
And the density of the forest was insane out there. Mm-hmm. Brooke can tell you. And I think we're going to have Brooke and Steve on here next week to kind of talk about their experiences with this. Tom Schurman, Equipment Fund. Thank you, Tom. You kick.
Thank you.
Is the image crawling now? I swear I've got to, after this is done today, there's going to be
Sage in the house, man.
There's going to be
Sage in the house. You know who is our own personal brand of sage is Curtis Whitaker.
Curtis don't
hurt us. Thank you so much, Curtis. Thank you, Curtis. Curtis, was that you I was able to friend on Facebook? You can just say yes or no in the chat.
I found Curtis on Facebook.
Okay. I saw it and I think that's our boy Curtis and sent a friend request. So
yeah.
So
I've got a ton of stuff marked on there.
Okay. So let's go through.
Tons of questions that we're going to get through today. And we're going to go through all of them.
Would you ever go to Blood Mountain in the daytime so we could really see the terrain? We were there scouting in the daytime a lot.
Mm-hmm. So. And we have footage of that. Some of the stuff that we didn't put in the film, we're probably going to release out into the wild here. I wanted to also say, and this is something that I said in one of my interviews, probably the one today. I did one with Tim Dennis today that should be out Thursday, by the way, guys.
You're like
Darkness
like
Radio.
A celebrity nowadays.
Celebrity talk, baby. So we are I just wanted to go ahead and tell you all that this film is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Blood Mountain. That this is just your introduction to Blood Mountain. Joe and I will be returning to the area several times after this for the ongoing future. It's going to be one of our regular research areas. It's going to be right up there with our North Georgia spot, Blackthorn, the Grove, Sumter. It's going to be right up there with all of those. We're going to continue to go back to Blood Mountain, and we're going to dig deeper into these other areas, all of these areas that we introduced you to, and even some new locations in the Blood Mountain region. We're going to be digging into it. So this film is just the beginning of us being in Blood Mountain and digging into the history and the phenomena that surrounds Blood Mountain. Joseph?
All right. So
I'm trying to talk loudly and clearly into my microphone as long as we can.
Hope Rising. So we caught for those of you that are not aware of it, there's a section that did not make its way into the documentary because there's no way to prove what it is.
And it would have required a lot of explanation, and we would have to stop the momentum of the film and try to go into what we think it was, what it explained the circumstances, and it would have totally derailed everything at that point. So this is something that I took out of the main film, but that I was releasing to all of you after, and I will be releasing it to the public. I've already shared it with our members, but when Steve and Joe separated from Brooke and I, they went up and around the mountain and up the mountain and around the mountain. So they were on the other side of the mountain from this. Steve had an older FLIR. You can tell the story. You were there.
Yeah,
I just watched the footage.
Brooke and Jesse both had our main thermal units, and Steve and I go off on foot. I'm filming. Jesse and Brooke have two cameras set up, one of which turned off by itself. And Steve and I are kind of setting up. We've moved a ways away and around the mountain from Jesse and Brooke, and Steve has a helmet-mounted night vision monocular and a thermal monocular. So we were going to set up stationary, and I went, damn, I should have brought a thermal with me, but I'm loaded now with just regular camera stuff. So Steve had his old FLIR Scout TK, which was like the thermal that everybody that does this starts off with, and he handed it to me, and I'm trying to look at it, so my camera's down. It's just filming some like brush in front of us. And we're talking about, and I'm going, rear button records. And he goes, no, I think the rear button does this. And I go,
middle button?
I go middle button. And then I'm talking to myself. I'm just kind of going, what middle button? And then this voice comes clear as day in both the lav mic that I was wearing and then the shotgun mic for the camera.
Yeah.
And I go, does the rear button record? Steve goes, no, I think the rear button takes photos. And I go, middle button? And either a young woman's or a young small boy's voice goes, chords, like it's finishing my sentence.
Yeah.
But it to me, it doesn't even sound like it says the entire word. Like, how sometimes children will abbreviate.
But what's interesting about it, too, is at the end of it with the DS, the chords, you step on it with nope. So it's definitely not you because your word steps on that. Huh. Now, I initially said that it sounded like a young boy. To me, it sounded like a young boy. But then when I played it during the members live, everybody was just telling me, that's a woman. That's a woman. And I was like, well, it's the forest eunuch or it's a woman. So whatever it is, I'm just going to go with what these people say. I'm tired, boss. And they're going to just say, everybody says it sounds like a woman. I'm not sure. I go back and forth, but it is an effeminate voice regardless. So I'm going to say woman now. So there was
to me, it still sounds like now again, you've obviously listened to it many more times than I have.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even know that my voice kind of stepped on it.
Yeah, I listened to it a lot.
And
I played it 3 times this on Monday for everyone, and you can hear it. Your voice when you say nope steps on it. So it's definitely not you, unless you could have 2 sets of vocal cords that are doing the
bad banana. All right,
bad banana thing. So yeah.
All right, so let's see what else we got. Start here real quick, and Again, if you got a question, throw it in. Throw your questions in all caps. Do it as a super chat if you were so inclined. Do whatever you want. So we'll try to see it, and we'll try to hit everything that we can do. But here's a great one from Amy. What was the thing that passed in front of the camera when Jesse and Brooke were sitting down and felt strangeness and cold spots?
So I left that in there, of course, because it was crazy. It was anomalous. It was right after we started hearing sounds in the forest around us. And it was right after that first camera cut off. And I don't know what it was, but if you look closely, and I looked at it over and over and over again, it's transparent, whatever it is. And I saw multiple moths going past the camera. They never had that transparent quality to them. And they were going a lot faster than whatever this was when they would go past the camera. So I think it's reasonable to say that it was not a moth or a bug crawling across the lens or anything like that. But I don't know what it was. But it was definitely something that as soon as I saw it, I clipped that part, I uploaded it and sent it to Joe, and he was like, he had no idea what it was.
I thought it was a moth at first. I just kind of went, oh, that's weird. And I really didn't get to, because I'm like, I'm going to look at it closer and I'm going to realize that it's a moth. It didn't appear to be a moth. I didn't see wings flapping. It appeared to be translucent. Like actually, you could see through it. It was translucent. It was like bizarre. So I don't know. That might, for that one, we didn't include the possible EVP because we didn't have footage of me and Steve's face at that moment. So it's debatable. Somebody could just make the argument one of you guys did that. You know, we didn't have footage. We weren't rolling on our faces at that point. You couldn't see that our lips didn't move in time with that. Of course, now that we realize that my voice kind of stepped over it, that's more compelling. But with this one, it was caught on camera, so we don't know what it is. We don't know if there's a explanation for it. Some people are going to say bug. Other people are going to slow it down and look at it on a large screen and
I feel
realize
like those bug people are going to be the leaf people too.
Yeah, exactly.
There's going to be some for Jumper Gate. There's going to be some crossover with the bug people.
Yes, indeed. So
that's okay. You know what? Whatever you think it is, go with it. I don't want to convince you of anything. I see something that's weird because it's transparent and it goes a lot slower than anything else, and it moves in a strange way, in my opinion. So,
Michael Tovar, any good audio from the recorders left by the pheromone ships? No, nothing that wasn't immediately debunked. It's just normal like forest life. Now, I do have another drop recorder that we put out that when we were out on an old mountain road. And I left it and we picked it up a few hours later. I did a quick scan through it and nothing appears strange on it, but I got to sit down and do a closer listen. I don't think there's going to be anything on there. I kind of again, checked through the spectrograph, but I didn't see anything. But I'm going to listen to it. So I guess there's a slight chance that we might have caught something, but it didn't look like the drop recorders were successful on any of this stuff.
So I've got one here. Oki says we wore her down about it being a feminine voice, about it being a woman.
Okay.
So I've got a WAT for you guys. Are you ready for this? And I'm actually going to queue up this because it's real WAT. So
wild ass theory.
Here's a wild ass theory for you all. What if, yes, it was a female ghost and she saw that you and Steve left the women down below and that you guys were away from us, and she thought, these guys really need a woman to nag them and tell them what's going on because they're down here. These guys can't handle this on their own. Really need a woman in here to kind of keep things in order. Even beyond the grave,
she's found a way to nag a man.
She's found a way to nag a man. Yes, she has. Oh, wait.
What?
All right.
Wild ass theory.
Back in it.
All right. So what else do we got here? So let's see.
Are you done with the other ones over there? Because I'm scrolling down in the main chat.
Oh, if you're scrolling the main chat.
I'm in the main chat. Yep.
Let's get some teamwork going.
Get it together, bro.
Come on, man. Jeez.
Do you need me to call in the ghost to kind of get you guided here?
Yeah. So there we go. All right. So let's see.
Paul Green wants to know: do you have a Geiger counter? For the love of, he's asked 4 times. I know
yes, we have a Geiger.
We've not gotten to it.
We have a Geiger counter, but we have not been. Most of these recent investigations, we have not brought like the sensor equipment out. We haven't brought the lightning detector, the Geiger counter. the tri-field meter, my spectrum analyzers, infrasound equipment. We've used that a little bit, but we just haven't brought it out because we're going into areas with Bigfoot. Trying to do Bigfoot investigations, and we brushed up against high strangeness in some of these previous big documentary films, but not to the degree that we did here. And again, we're on foot. Everything's on our backs. We're miles in. Brooke and Steve can now attest to how physically demanding a Hellbent Holler field investigation is. So we didn't have it on this. Now, when we go back to Blood Mountain for some videos for our own channel, you're going to see some of the weirder stuff get out. We want to see what, like the tri-field meter, the spectrum analyzer, the Geiger counter. Are we going to start getting like pulses on the lightning detector or anything like that? So you will see that in the future.
Yeah, we'll sort of expand all that out. It's going to be Blood Mountain, the nagging ghost's revenge.
So anyway, let's see what else we've got.
Dog suggested it may be a fae thing.
The Cherokee folklore, and we really need to do a show just on that. I know that doesn't appeal to everybody, but the Cherokee folklore in that area, very much, you can take every bullet point of the Cherokee lore in that area and then directly connect it to something from Western European fae activity. The simple fact that the Nunnehi would live in these townhouses, basically is what they called them, that were not accessible unless they wanted you to reach them. And they would basically take lost travelers there, and time would move differently. It's direct parallels to fae abductions, going into the fae towns under the hill and everything like that. So it's just there's a lot of parallels between it. And when you start seeing stuff like that, you start realizing that people separated by an ocean, two cultures that never really brushed up against one another, were encountering and describing the exact same thing. So,
Paul Green said that thing moved like a slug. That could have been a murder slug. Did we think about that? Did we consider that possibility?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Translucent sluggery?
In the investigations, have you ever used a laser pointer to point at, agitate the phenomenon? If so, what was the color frequency of the laser? Our buddy Marcus Aurelius, who's currently fighting some health issues, so we've been sending prayers his way daily. He's one of the first people from the one that was like a big fan of the channel, so we're thinking about him. He sent us a laser pointer. I can't remember, is it a green laser pointer?
Yes.
It's been so long since we've used it. We used it when we were doing the Brown Mountain Lights experiments with Alex Petikoff for the Brown Mountain Lights, but that's only when we were at an elevation and we were shooting it down safely. We never really try to shoot it into the sky because it's illegal as hell, and we don't want to maybe hit some passing pilot in the eye with it.
That's a federal crime, Joe Doyle.
We do need to try to use it on the ground some, especially if we have somewhere like Slaughter Creek and Blood Mountain where we know that there's pretty consistent light phenomena.
Yeah.
There we need to take.
Now that we're aware of that.
Yeah.
Steve pulled his out. You can see it just for a brief moment in the film when at that first investigation that we're on and that thing that's thrown at us, or there's a possible, I theorized that we possibly got bluff charged at that point.
Somebody had asked that earlier.
He pulls it out to kind of point Joe in the direction that he saw the leaves kind of having their residual.
And again, I'm gonna preface this by saying I was staring at the camera screen when it all happened, and so I was engrossed in that. So you all had a better advantage of it. To me, it still seems like something got thrown at you.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying that you hear how loud that was.
But again, that's where I was going to go to. It was loud, and
you didn't find a limb.
I couldn't find anything that seemed like it made that sort of noise. So. Damn it, Janet, do you think it's even possible to do a Bigfoot hunt now without paranormal involvement? I keep hoping. I want a straight up Bigfoot hunt.
He lights that candle every night.
Every night I light that candle. Laurel, here we go. Y'all got gremlins messing with your equipment tonight. Hopefully this helps chasing them away. Well, thank you so much. It's going to go towards getting some stuff that's maybe a little bit more gremlin proof. Try to simplify it. Let's see what else we've got here. Jesse, this is for you. Was the opening drone shot of the documentary? Was it of the actual area?
Yes.
It's so vast.
Yep, that was the Blood Mountain area. It is very vast. We had not been to the Blood Mountain area prior to two people in this show in the chat here suggesting that we check out the area around Lake Winfield Scott. And those first few weeks that Joe and I went out there to do scouting and everything,
Mm-hmm.
we were shocked. The place is absolutely vast, vast, and just beautiful and untouched in so many areas. We love it out there. So we're looking forward to getting out there and exploring a lot of the other areas that we haven't gone into yet. Like I said, this film was just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Blood Mountain and our exploration of it.
Here's another good one, again from Michael Tovar. Has it been reported anywhere that the missing person was possibly linked to Bigfoot? No.
No.
And we don't even want to link that to Bigfoot because it's a recent disappearance. He still has a family out there. If you do a Google search on his name, multiple very sensational YouTube videos will show up. And you know what? We don't know what happened to him. Maybe there was, but here's the deal: we're believers in Bigfoot, we're believers in the paranormals. I'm not saying that didn't happen to him, but we're also not putting any crazy
Spin on this.
or theories out on this. So I don't know.
And if you in the film, we go to that trail where his name's Charles Hosh, and he went missing in November of 2025. If you have any information or anything on that, he's still missing, and they're still looking for him. He went missing, and there were hundreds, if not thousands, of people that came out over the following weeks and months looking for him, and no one found anything. And we were on that exact trail that he was on, from the Byron Reese trailhead up to the summit of Blood Mountain. He was on that exact trail when he went missing. And it was his disappearance and us doing that trail that made us realize how dangerous the terrain is. We did not indicate that we think that Bigfoot took him, but just the terrain itself is dangerous enough to begin with. So that's kind of what led us to calling Brooke and Steve in, that we really needed a few extra hands and eyes on this project before we even dove into the Bigfoot subject.
All right, let's see what else we've got here. But yeah, it's weird when we did. I'll put this out there. When we did the LBL doc, the werewolf experiments, the opener that Jesse had, we had some just various news articles, just trying to paint a picture of the mysteries and some of the dark things that have happened in the LBL.
Yeah.
One of which was a woman that was found dead out there, and we actually received a husband from her email.
An email from her husband.
I'm sorry. I went email from her husband. And I'm staring at that light trying to figure out why the hell it went off.
You're baffled.
I'm baffled. But we had an email from her husband, and he was very respectful, and he just goes, listen, would you mind?
Say the S word.
I'm not saying, would you mind taking her photo down? I don't want her children to come across this and associate that with these topics. And I went, not a problem. Legally, we didn't have to do it.
Yeah, but we took it out.
We're not a-holes, man. Come on. So we understand that anytime there's a mysterious disappearance and all that, yes, there may be a paranormal connection.
Yeah.
But at the same token,
these are real people with real lives.
Real families. So we didn't want to do that. We acknowledge that he's missing. We acknowledge that he has not been found yet, and we acknowledge that it took place in this area. And then we drew no parallels whatsoever or put any sort of theories forward because it's quite honestly, I think it would be in poor taste for us to do that. So let's see what else we got here. Here's a good one.
Joe's sound might go off. Simran says that you're going in and out. If you go too far from your mic and you don't talk loud enough, that's an issue.
That's fine. Hopefully this will be the last week we get them.
I hope this is the last week.
Everything's aging out.
Mine and my office are okay, but we have a whole different setup in my office.
Yeah.
So
again, this is all investigation equipment that's being used hard out in the field too. So, Joe, when you and Strange left Jeff and Bonnie alone, they seem to draw more activity. I find it. Jeff and left Jesse and
Brooke.
Not Bonnie, Brooke alone. They seem to draw more activity. I find that interesting. What's your view on that? Are women more sensitive to their surroundings? I don't know. We did leave them in the area next door. Because as soon as we put that pheromone chip out, the woods came alive. We've got something on a ridgeline watching us that we were picking up on the thermal. So I don't know. We were catching vocalizations, so I don't know. We left them there, and then Steve did the little tobacco thing because tobacco was like a sacred offering to the Cherokee. I didn't even know he was going to do that. And he did that and basically said, would you show yourselves to the girls or go see the girls or do something like that? And then they had crazy stuff happen. So I don't know. It could be a combination of the fact that it was two women, the location that we left them in, and the fact that Steve did that. But I will say that we experienced a few weird things, most of which is that orange light, that orb that was weird, man.
Yeah.
It's normally you see those things and like they mess with you. They stay up just long enough until you're ready to film it and they go, or maybe you just get like a quick glance at them. I was able to stabilize my camera and zoom in close on this. And the whole time I had a feeling, and actually Pork Chop, if he's in the chat, we were talking about this earlier. It's almost like that it was like waiting for me to get a good look at it. And then once I did, then it went away. That's very weird to me. So
I'm going to check our audio because I'm not sure what it's doing.
okay.
You just keep going.
But anyway, how cool was it when Steve made that tobacco puppy? Very cool. I didn't know that was going to happen for it. Rev says after that pheromone chip deployment, it got crazy. It did. It got very crazy after that. And I mean, that smell, it was just the perfect spot for it. You heard that. You heard that smell. You smelled it just kind of just drift all through the area we were in. As soon as we had that out deployed, the breeze picked it up and just carried it everywhere.
So yeah, the audio is a little. You can decipher it, but it's weird. We've not touched anything. We've been the same as we've been. We're just gonna roll with it. We think that YouTube's having some issues too.
We might early as well, not keep people on if the audio is going crazy for it. Collaboration with the ladies. Females rule. Two females might spark more interest than the two big guys. No offense, Steve and Joe, but no, that's the thing. We've always said that females seem to bring in more activity than males do. That I've always said that that's my personal experience, but I've only ever been out really investigating with one female. Now I've been out with two, and it did seem like it attracted in some sort of activity at that point. So, all right, let's see what else we've got here.
William Kennedy says, use MindSpeak.
There's actually, Jesse and Brooke did get a lot weirder with it. They got real weird with it while we left them alone. And again, you get kind of a representation of that on the documentary, but you're going to see a lot more of that when she starts to bring out some of her stuff.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Jessica Smith.
I was clicking that same time. I'll let you decide what to put this towards. Thermal audio Vienna sausages or cocaine dog man fund.
Well, that's on the table.
Well, now that that's on the table, maybe we can go with bad equipment for just a little while longer. So, all right.
Now, next week, if this is not working and we're going, everything's fine.
Everything's fine, guys. Just bear with us.
Just bear with me.
So, so let's see what else we got here. We're going to wrap it up. We're having audio issues here at this point.
Yeah.
Balance and Booze. Great episode on Small Tin Monsters. I enjoyed it. Thank you so much. A question here: that orange orb was weird. What are the colors of the orbs associated with? I have no clue. You hear people. I mean, I don't think anybody would really be able to posit.
I mean, you have people that do oracle stories, like studies and stuff like that, but I don't know. I mean, at the same time, we don't really know.
Yeah.
What, these are mysteries for a reason. Booberry says never go near a blue orb. You don't follow the blue.
The blue orbs, according to UAP technology, the blue orbs are the ones that you stay away with, that you run when you actually do it. So we're going to probably end this at 8:30. Also, the audio is going in and out. But
do you want to do a knife check, Joe?
I will do a knife check. We will do.
Got mine in my waistband.
I don't have a sheath knife. I mean, I have a sheath knife. I don't have a folder.
I have a sheath knife too.
I have a knockoff of a Mad Dog tactical sheath knife, and this doesn't look like much. This is very simple and plain. It's freaking amazing. I love it. It's like one of my favorite
Go
knives.
with it, my man. You're not in the camera.
Not even in the camera.
Show the people.
This handle is
behold my knife.
This handle is bananas. It's so freaking cool. So
I have a. This is from Turner CNC.
Mm-hmm.
It is a sort of a take on the Ed Calderon Elvia, but it's
Mhm.
the opposite. It's the opposite. It's the Bruja. I have a Bruja. So the Bruja actually has a sharpened blade on the opposite end, but it's the same shape
Yep.
as the Elvia. And I got that really cool bronzed finish on it, but that is from Turner CNC. It is the Bruja.
All right. We're going to do one more question. We're going to kind of wrap it up. So, can you
Yeah,
guys tell us how the audio sounds right now? Are we still sounding kind of muffled?
and then we're gonna fix this.
I'm starting to think there's YouTube issues tonight too.
Yeah,
So,
I am too.
um,
I am too.
see what else we've got here real quick.
Mega stabby.
Lizzie Beth said, enjoyed the intro to Blood Mountain. Looking forward to more.
Yeah.
We got so much grief for the, not by a lot of people, but
Good night, Lady Wolf. She's
a
going to bed
few
anyway.
people just despised the fact that we had like a really like energetic intro. And they were like,
Oh, they hated my voiceover.
and they were just going, just this is not how Bigfoot documentaries are supposed to be. And we're just going, yeah, we ain't doing normal Bigfoot videos.
This
Man.
is not how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, we're running into audit. We're gonna wrap this up. I appreciate you guys tuning in.
And we're going to fix this issue.
Yeah,
I think we are now going to fix this issue for sure.
Well, I don't know if it's an issue we can fix. We're gonna have to see. The light
Yeah.
weirds me out that the light turned off. So
We're
anyway,
going to do our best.
we are gonna wrap this up, everybody. Everybody have a good evening.
Yep. Thank you guys. We adore you. Thank you for watching the film. If you haven't seen the film yet, it's on Small Town Monsters channel. I did an interview last night with Dave Schrader. That is on the Paranormal 60. And I've got one coming out with Tim Dennis of Darkness Radio on Thursday. So check those out. And if you haven't seen the film yet, go to Small Town Monsters YouTube channel. It's called Hunt for the Appalachian Bigfoot, Valley of the Giants. Make sure you leave a comment and share the film out. Support small, independent filmmakers and investigators like ourselves. Thank you to everybody who sent in a super chat. You guys absolutely rock. We adore you guys. And we are going to get some new streaming stuff because this is a pain in the beehole, baby. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Anything else we got? All right. Good night, guys. We're going to try to get this thing hammered out. We love y'all to death. Get some rest. Take care of yourselves. And, of course, take care of each other. Good night, guys. Bam, 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 bam.